do have a quorum.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the flag.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I need a motion to approve the 11/4/2024 board meetings minutes.
Make a motion.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, it'll stand as written. Shauna, manager's report.
Good morning. I'm going to be short today. I'm going to take my manager's report as an opportunity to thank everybody who came out Monday night for the celebration of the holidays. You guys helped us, your generosity helped us raise over $25,000 for the kids at the Kids Place. So we are very grateful to you. Thank you. I hope everybody had a great time. I'm going to thank everybody because there was a lot that went into this, and I'm going to read it so I don't forget anybody. But events like this don't just happen. A lot of hard work goes into them. So there was an extraordinary amount of preparation and teamwork that went into this. I would like to thank the Master Association staff, especially Cheryl and Susan, who helped secure donations from our vendors and local businesses. And in the last week, when the raffle was looking a little sad, they managed to pull in an additional $5,000 in prizes that you guys all got raffled off there, so we're very thankful for that. Cheryl also served as the coordinator for the raffle, and she worked tirelessly to assist the event committee with whatever they needed along the way as well. To First Service, thank you to their employees, especially to their Cheryl. They have a Cheryl also, and she was responsible for coordinating all the donations to the First Service vendors, so we're very thankful for that. A big thank you to Tosh and Denny from Vesta. They are part of the core team. They took care of the raffle cells, the event setup, and the food arrangements. And of course, we can't forget Chef Andrew, who gave us delicious meals and desserts that night. To all of the volunteers and staff that helped, thank you to the Master and Federation board volunteers and all of the other volunteers who helped out the event that night. To all of the First Service, Vesta, and Master employees who worked 10 to 12-hour shifts that day to make sure everybody had a really great time. Your dedication did not go unnoticed, and thank you all so much for helping things run so smoothly. I would also like to give a very special thank you to Barbara Streeter and her committee. Barbara, if you would just come up for a moment, I'd like to give you some well-deserved recognition. In just a second. For those who don't know Barbara, she is the chair of the Master Association's event committee. I want to personally recognize you and your incredible committee members, Angela, Eileen, Peg, and Jonathan, who can't be here this morning because they're busy handing out all of the raffle prizes. This team worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this raffle and event a success. From knocking on doors to secure donations, creating the beautiful raffle baskets, setting up the raffle room, and working the event, you've all gone above and beyond. You've had countless meetings and devoted endless hours to ensure not only that the residents of Kings Point enjoyed a wonderful evening, but also that the children of a Kids Place will have a magical Christmas. So from the bottom of our hearts, Barbara, we thank you and your committee for your dedication and hard work, and we certainly hope you'll be sticking around to do it again next year.
I just want to say, first of all, they say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it takes a village of senior citizens to put on the kind of event that we put on Monday night. And the amount of volunteers was exceptional. We start with the angel trees, and this year we added one for the seniors, and we worked with KP Cares. And I'm not going to use any names because I don't want to skip anybody by mistake. We teamed up with KP Cares, and we are donating baskets to only needy Kings Point seniors, which was a huge success with this angel tree, both of them, one for kids, one for seniors. And then we had our liquid snow day over for the tree lighting, And it was amazing the number of people that actually stayed throughout the entire thing. And we had our resident Santa welcomed by a song from Here Comes Santa Claus by KP Music Makers. And then later on that evening, they had a sing-along. We had a fun silly costume thing, and people came out in their silly clothes, and we clapped for them and laughed and had a really good time. Had some food trucks over there. In spite of the weather, people stayed, so that was wonderful. And then the culmination on Monday night with our 12, 13, 14-hour days. And many of the people stayed that entire time, and we heard so many compliments, and we are so thrilled to be able to once again help the children from the Kids Place. And I have been coerced into saying yes again for next year, so I don't want all of the experience to go to waste. So with the committee that we have formed, if we can all be around next year, it'll be another wonderful thing. Thank you, and happy holidays to everyone.
Treasurer's report. Thank you, Jim. So, seeing we had an election and a reorganizational meeting in November, our November volunteer of the month was not recognized. And Neil, would you please come up? We're thrilled to honor Neil Thomas as our volunteer of the month for November. Known by many in Nantucket neighborhood as the neighborhood mayor, Neil is always ready to lend a hand, often without even being asked. From taking neighbors to doctor appointments and hospital visits, to rescuing stranded golf carts, Neil is there for everyone. His generosity also extends to repairing homes free of charge, assisting a blind neighbor through countless situations to help them live more independently. Originally from Terre Haute, Indiana, Neil has been a valued member of the Kings Point community since 1996. His kindness and commitment to helping others, his neighbors, have made him a beloved figure in our community. And thank you, Neil, for your selfishness and dedication embodying the spirit of Kings Point. And as a fellow Kings Pointer, Neil drives by my house occasionally, and he's always willing to stop and chat. So Neil, congratulations.
Thank you. Lived here, been retired 31 years, and the doctor says I need to kind of keep busy to kind of maintain my health. So I like to do a lot of things to help people. I don't want to get paid for it because I'm done retired. But yeah, I've enjoyed being here the 31 or 28 years I've been here. I'll be 29 in April 12. But the only thing about retirement 31 years, I don't get any vacation. I don't get any raises, but anyhow, I've enjoyed being here and meeting people. And I'm always, I meet a lot of people, especially in our neighborhood. I've got friends with are single, have no family here. And so being the youngest of 8 children with 6 older sisters, I've learned to stop in, check in and help us when I can. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil. Our next volunteer, and I don't know if he really needs an introduction. He's been around forever. Les Raba, would you please come up? No, yeah, that's Les. The Master Association is proud to recognize Les Raba, Kings Point Volunteer of the Month. Les's extraordinary contribution to our community are rooted in a lifetime of resilience, dedication, and service. A Bronze Star vet of Vietnam and self-made man, Les fled his homeland of Budapest, Hungary at just 15 years old in 1956 during the Hungarian Communist Revolution. After escaping to Austria, he legally immigrated to the United States 1 year later, where he supported himself by working while attending night school. During the Kings Point development, Les worked for WCI, contributing significantly to the community's infrastructure, and that's why he was on the board. As part of WCI, he involved in planning and construction of new associations. His professional expertise continues to benefit Kings Point today, particularly through his instrumental role in helping the Master Association GIS map the community stormwater system and finding where all of our pipes flow and discharge. Les has been an active leader of Manchester 2, serving 6 years on the board, managing landscape, irrigation, buildings. Additionally, he served 6 years on the Master Association as a director, focusing on infrastructure, roads, and irrigation. Beyond his technical contributions, Les creativity and community spirit shine through the holiday woodwork displays he crafts for the gazebo, the main entrance, and the golf cart mule that turns into a sleigh once a year. The winner, a winner twice at the Sun City Center Golf Parade for his decorated carts, Les brings joy and festivity to our community. Les's dedication, expertise, passion makes Les a truly deserving Volunteer of the Month. Thank you, Les, and from the bottom of my heart, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you. I'm not gonna say a lot. I can't remember I did all those things. But it's appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah, both of these gentlemen I've known for quite a while, and it was a pleasure to see them nominated by friends and neighbors, so that's a good thing. Okay. New business. I need a motion to increase our crime fidelity policy. I believe it's at 3 million, and we need to raise it to 5 million.
It's 3.5, but we will.
3.5?
Yeah, 3.5.
Okay,
Right
okay.
now, we want to increase it to 5.
To 5, okay. So there's the motion. I need a second. Okay, is there any real discussion on that?
No, not really. Just wanted to point out that according to the audit, as I had mentioned in my report, during the auditing procedure, it was noted that the Master Association maintains a cash balances of approximately $4,017,000 as of March 31st, 2024. However, the policy limit for our crime coverage appears to be only at 3.5 million. A recommendation was made by our auditors that we increase, that the association increases this amount to cover the funds that are properly, so that they're properly insured according to Florida state statutes. So that's the reason for the increase to $5 million to cover that, the finances that we have within the Master Association.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. So ordered. Okay, the next thing is reestablishing the Disaster Planning Committee. From Oakley Green, Marianne Meeker is the chairperson. Sheila Houlihan, Bill Miller, John Armstrong, Eileen Pico, and Joe Flack. I need a second. Oh, and I'm sorry, Jim Allen is the Oversight Director. I don't think we need any discussion on these, do we? Okay. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Your crickets. So that passes. Event Planning Committee chaired by Barbara Streeter and Oversight Director Ray Vaccaro. From Nantucket 1, Celeste Fenton. Nantucket 3, Jonathan Levino. Somerset, Linda Garrison. Angela Mays. Lori Palomaro. Peg, Cyril Penn. And Eileen Torricelli. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sandy. You were taking over the event planning? Yes, there's the liaison, right, yeah. You don't have to really, okay, I'm sorry. So that's Ray, instead of Ray, it's Sandy Collins. So thank you for the correction. That's why we do this. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Pond Committee, chaired by Rob Davies. Oversight Director is Rodney Walker. So Gloucester 1 is Rob Davies, the chair. Inverness is Paul Herbert. Gloucester P, Georgina Smith. Hi, Georgina. Oxford 1, Janice Rousseau. Lancaster 1, Steve Ashton. Inverness, Rich Tomaski. And Carol Grover. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So that passes. The Finance Committee, chaired by Alex Keller and oversight by Jim Allen. Andover D, Dan Page. Manchester 2, Susan Raba. Grantham, George Farrelly. And Villeroy, Alex Keller. Second. I did say David Farrelly. Oh, I'm sorry. Where did that come from? Maybe I was wondering, where the heck is George? Or Deli? I mean, you're both Italian, right? Sorry, Dave. Second? All right. Any discussion? No. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So moved. That's the...
Those of you may have noticed that strategic planning is not part of this year's committees, as is landscaping. We feel as a board relative to strategic planning that the board will take on those functions, at least for this year. And landscaping, because of the things that are going on, and we have information already that we need to present to the community at some point this year. What I want to say is, please, those of you that have in the past volunteered, please consider volunteering for one of these other committees. We really value the effort that you put forward in these things, and we want to thank you for that. We don't want to diminish what you have done, but we will ask you to move to one of the other committees, at least for this year. And thank you for all that you have done in the past years in those committees. It's truly appreciated.
Thank you, Rodney. Open forum, 3 minutes a person. Anybody want to come up and say anything?
Hi, Sue Haru from Nantucket 1. And I just have a couple of questions. When is the land trust cleanup after the Hurricane Milton and Helene going to start? Nantucket 1 butts right up to 36th and that fence, and the county has started work over on their side. but from the fence 15 feet in is the land trust or someone's responsibility. I have the map, and that's what it shows on the map. Now, we have many of our we have 130 units in our association, and many of them butt up to that property. And there's big, huge trees. In fact, in front of one of our lanais of a building is a 10-foot root ball from that fell over. And that needs to be cleaned up. She can't even hardly see out of her lanai. So I'd like to know what the status of that is. And then my second...
Okay, let me respond to that.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. We cleaned up all the debris from Milton. We have not done anything with the trees that are that are on the fence, because we want the insurance company to see the damage to the fence and that the trees are there. So as soon as that gets done, that will be removed. So just have a little patience on that.
Okay, just give the questions.
Yeah, I did notice coming back into Kings Point yesterday that some people are throwing more debris where we had cleaned it up. So we finished our cleanup. That's somebody else's problem now. Just to let you know.
Okay, so somebody will be coming to clean up like that big root ball and all that stuff. Okay. My second question is, at the Nantucket pool, no one cleaned up all that debris that was in the trees and stuff right along the street, along Nantucket Boulevard and in that whole area. And one of our residents in Nantucket 1 took it upon herself to clean it all up. And now there's just the bags that need to be picked up. Who do we contact to get those bags picked up? Because they've been sitting there now for 2 weeks.
The land trust, that would be best.
Okay, so contact Matt?
Yeah, contact Matt.
Okay, thank you.
That's their lane.
Okay, thank you.
Between C and D, there's still a big palm tree down on the ground that has not been cleaned up.
Do we know whose property it's on?
No, I don't.
Okay. We'll have to look and see about that, because if it's on the property of one of the associations, that's their responsibility, which probably should go to First Service, because that who maintains the bulk contract on landscaping.
But if you'd like to stop by the master office, if you can show me where it is, we can pull up the aerial and show me where it is on the map, then we can clearly, figure out whose property it is.
Okay, thank you.
Doris Wente, president of Highgate D. Since we have time, I just have a question. So with the pattern and coverage, you're starting now in the Highgates. And I recently did a walk with Curtis and the new person for artistry. And they found several areas that were not getting any moisture. The sprinklers had just gone on and the ground is dry that day. I put it in a work order, they put it in a work order, and I've left a message for the guy in charge of, through the master, Denny, to call me, and I haven't heard. So my question is, once you replace the heads, if I don't have any water coming in, it doesn't matter if I have a bigger head. How do I, and actually the last inspection that was done for my for my street, said everything's fine. So who do I talk to about that? Because putting in a whole bunch of those things aren't going to do me any good if I don't have any water coming in.
What's your actually address for
Well, probably my address, 2203 Hayling. Hayling.
I'll pull up those work orders and we'll have someone take a look at it. If it's not working,
Yes, okay, thank you.
So you said you put in work orders, but we haven't started working on the upgrades in your section, in your association
Right,
yet.
no.
Okay, so some of that will probably get corrected.
Well, that's my question. Are they gonna pick up on the fact there's
They will.
no water
That's
coming in?
yeah,
so-
because part of the whole pattern and coverage process is to make certain that there is adequate coverage going through. So, and then after that has been corrected, then then there will be warranties associated
Okay.
with doing that. So, if the system is not fully functional right now and operational, it will be by the time they're through doing that.
Okay, because both Curtis or John, probably Curtis, said that the way they check, like when you put in, because I put in a work order before and they say everything's fine, that they don't do it right. There's supposed to be two different people doing it, and so they say it's fine, but it's not. But as long as we know that it's going to be followed.
It's going to be, it will be corrected by the time we're through, and if not, then you can come back and see us and we will get it corrected for you.
And I want to add a comment to that. So I sat in a meeting yesterday with First Services and Raul, who's a landscape specialist. And it came up again about, not getting enough irrigation. And I know Jim, as part of the landscape committee and the chair, is working very diligently to get away from this finger pointing, which happens entirely too often. And one of those key items that will help us with this is moisture readings of the soil, so that we actually have data we can address, because if it's too much water, we have to address it. If not enough water, we have to address it. But we as a community, the only way landscaping is going to work is if the two entities work together, and I know Jim's working very hard on that.
And just to let you know, only because I have a foot in both camps, there will be a new contract going out. The landscape contract will end on April 1st, and a new contract will be going out. Included in that contract, or at least the draft that I've seen of the contract, will be part of this process that I've been working on to communicate going back and forth. So hopefully we should start seeing some improvements in that aspect as well.
David Farrelly with Grant Plains. Question to the board. Is the board planning to do period updates on taking over the irrigation system so the associations know where you stand, whether you've hired somebody, how you got a crew coming? Because we're about 90 days away from when the contract with ITD ends. So I just didn't know if the board plans to give updates.
Yeah, we've already talked with Jamie from ITS, and the previous president let him know that we cannot afford the new contract. It was going to be 1.6 something, and we said that it was just way out of line. So then we did the brainstorming with the board, and we went out and we purchased the mules. We're still waiting for their delivery, which were expected before March. The Artemis, our managing company, is doing the employee search. We may request from ITS to see if they have room for their employees currently, and if not, would they mind if we interviewed them to see if any of them wanted to stay. But that's up to ITS whether they'll let us do that. We can't just go talk to somebody, because that's their lane. We've ordered a 550 gallon double wall gasoline tank, and it's on a keep fill contract with the vendor, so we don't have to have all these stray gasoline plastic cans laying around. And we're looking into, I am personally doing it, looking into some type of a shelter, like a large lean-to or a like a carport type thing, It has somewhat part sides so that keep the mules out of the sun as much as possible. We know we can't do it during the 8 hours, but we don't need them sitting there just baking in the sun to prolong their lifespan. So that's about what's going on right now. We haven't heard much from Artemis in the last 2 weeks about their employee search.
So you are going to update the group as you move forward?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Anybody else? Your crickets. Okay, hearing none, motion to adjourn? Any opposed? All right. Thank you very much. We are adjourned.